Hi, John.
Hi, Brian. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
You're welcome.
Basically, we'll make this quick. We'd just like to roll a recorder, do a couple minutes of Q&A with you about pet sounds, and then I'll...
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and then we'll chop up stuff, put the music underneath it, and send out a bunch of stuff to the network.
Sounds good.
Could you talk up closer to the mic, or...
Yes, hello.
Okay, that's better. Okay, well, let's just start off with, for me, I think Pet Sounds sounds as great now as it did whenever I first heard it. I'm 32, so, whenever I probably heard it the first time when I was about 13 or so, and blew me away then, blows me away now. What, in your opinion, you're the one you made it, what's it sound like to you 40 years later?
Well, it still captures the same kind of love that we put into it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to create a love vibe, because we figured the missing ingredient in life was love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd try to create a love vibe for people, you know? So we experimented our heads off until we got the whole Pet Sounds album produced.
Okay, and I remember a famous quote of yours was you felt like angels were looking over you, especially during God Only Knows, which I agree with Paul McCartney. That's one of the greatest songs ever written, ever.
Angels were definitely with us when we were doing Pet Sounds. They were with us the whole time.
Okay, and obviously they helped, because that's an incredible album.
Yeah.
Did you feel any other songs throughout the Beach Boys' career, your solo career, maybe not an entire album, but was there another kind of moment whenever you felt that kind of, boy, there's something special about this kind of...
Yeah, Good Vibrations, we knew we were into a number one record when we did that one. We just knew it would go to number one. We just had that feeling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We had the intuition and the feeling that we had a number one record on our hands.
And what are some of your personal favorite songs off Pet Sounds? For me, if I had to pick, I'd say Wouldn't It Be Nice and God Only Knows.
You take those two, I'll take Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, and Caroline No, and I'll listen to them somewhere on an island in Hawaii for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Here Today, too. I always like that one, too.
Well, Here Today's great. Mike Love sounded real good on that one.
Yeah. And tell us about the instrumentals, the two Let's Go Away for a While and Pet Sounds.
The first one, Let's Go Away for a While, was made so that we could put a peace of mind kind of thing on people. You know, it was a very peaceful type of a track. The chords were very peaceful. We wanted people to experience some peace. And the other one, Pet Sounds, was originally made for a James Bond movie.
Really?
But they turned it down. I submitted it to the James Bond people, and I said, I wrote this for you to use with the James Bond movies. And they said, no, we don't want it. And I said, okay, so I put it in Pet Sounds.
Huh. That's a bit of trivia I never knew on that one.
Yeah.
Now, if you could magically hit a time machine and go back to 1966, musically speaking, would you have made maybe, and I know someone like you, whenever you would hear a song, you'd be like, oh, if I would have just made one chord change there, would you make any possible musical changes to Pet Sounds, or would you leave it exactly the same if you had the magical ability to go back and change it?
Yes, I would leave it the same. I would not touch a hair.
Well, I would agree with you on that one. One of my favorite musical moments, and I mean, it's incredible from start to finish. I know I'm babbling here, but I love the intro to "Wouldn't It Be Nice."
Oh, you like that?
I love that.
Well, you know what that is? That's like a ice cream truck kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to create the feeling of little kids in an ice cream truck.
Fair enough. And I have your live album that you did of Pet Sounds a couple years ago, which is great. Tell us about what it was like or what it still is like to perform that album, or if not the whole album all the way through like you did on that album, but just to play some of those songs. Tell us about what that's like for you, to play it.
When we played God Only Knows, of course, I have memories of my brother Carl, and I try to sing it real sweetly like he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it always goes over pretty good. And the other one, I think, Wouldn't It Be Nice? When we do that, of course, I get energized and I get feeling good.
Yeah. I saw the Beach Boys numerous times in the mid-'80s and late '80s, and I only saw God Only Knows done once or twice in a set list. I guess, the other times I saw, because I was in Pittsburgh then growing up, and
okay.
That was, so the one time that Carl did sing it, I was like, it was a magical moment, one of my favorite concert moments ever. Like we said before, though, Paul McCartney has repeatedly said that, Pet Sounds he'd take that to a desert island there. you had to go to a desert island and you'd take Pet Sounds with you, any other albums you'd take with you that you think are, sort of as good as Pet Sounds?
The Phil Spector Christmas album.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Be My Baby by the Ronettes. And I would take, that's it. I would take those records.
How about Rubber Soul?
Nope.
Really?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. And what else do you have on your agenda for rest of 2006, maybe early 2007? You got another solo album or anything else going on?
I got a solo album that we think is coming up in the early next year. We think. We're not sure yet. We're just still experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
We were going in the studio and we're experimenting with rock and roll sound.
Very cool. One of my all-time favorite solo songs of yours, I believe it was off your first solo album, the one that came out in the late 80s, Melt Away, which for me was your solo, God only knows, in my opinion.
Well, Melt Away, I didn't really like that one.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have to tell you the truth. I didn't like Melt Away.
Okay. Well, fair enough. That's one of yours I did like. Love and Mercy, you like that one?
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Okay. What are some of your favorite solo songs?
Of mine?
Mm-hmm.
Love and Mercy, Rio Grande.
Baby Let Your Hair Go Long?
No. Getting Over My Head, Soul Searching. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, that's about it.
Okay. And actually, I think I'll be interviewing your daughter for one of her CDs in a couple weeks, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because they sent me her package stuff. And, I've interviewed you, Bruce, Al, and Mike over the years. And I just want to let you guys know, you guys have been friends of mine for a long time.
Oh, great. Well, that's great to hear.
I remember growing up and whenever I first became familiar with you guys, I had the Endless Summer album. That was my first, because I was probably in my early teens, maybe even before that. And
Endless Summer was a good album. Yeah,
it's the greatest hits kind of thing. What's, for you, and obviously you see it from a different set of eyes, the Beach Boys as a whole, Pet Sounds, the stuff before that, what is it that still, makes California Girls and all those other songs still sound so great after all these years?
You know what makes Be My Baby sound so great? We don't know. Nobody knows. It's just timeless music.
Yeah, definitely. And you've certainly done a lot of timeless music. What would be one of, aside from Pet Sounds, what's another Beach Boys album that you think really deserves a lot of credit?
Well, I'd have to say Summer Days and Summer Nights deserves a good listen.
I like the Today album, too.
Oh, the Today's great. I like that. But the Summer Days and Summer Nights is my taste for a Beach Boy album.
Okay. And anything else we didn't go over? Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I'd just like to say that, I've written some songs. One of the songs I wrote is all about this girl who's cheating on his boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And the boyfriend's going, if you don't watch what you're doing, that's it for you. That kind of a lyric.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lyric all about how this guy says, you got to watch what you're doing or we'll break up,
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting song. Then I got one, well, I can't really tell you what I got. It's hard to explain, but I have about 12 things that I've written.
Okay.
And we're trying to get these things recorded.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what. Whenever you've got that next solo album done, if you wouldn't mind, we could do another couple minutes of Q&A and put some stuff out on that too.
Yes.
All right. Well, anything else we didn't go over? Anything else you'd like to add?
Just that I hope. Where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta, the CNN Center in Atlanta.
Okay. To people of Atlanta, I'd just like to say, and tell them that thank you for buying my records and enjoy my new album.
Okay, and this is going out international too, so I'll be sending this out. So KFWB is one of our. Are you in LA right now?
Yes.
KFWB is one of our main affiliates in Los Angeles, so this will be going around all around the world.
Okay.
But I will definitely be chopping up sound bites, putting together some, music underneath it, sound bites from you, and we'll be sending them out this weekend. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. You've been a friend of mine for a long, long time. And, next time you got another album, please. Would love to do this again.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
You too.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, take care.